Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to another very special 125th episode of Trends in the Housing Market. Taking a few weeks off on the show back and forth over the last 3 years. I've been doing Trends in the Housing. Well, it's been longer than that. We're in 2019, 18, 17. Started really in 2016, so I did miss a few weeks here in between and there with trends in the housing market. Oh, God. What is going on, people? What is the housing situation in your area? Guys, please ignore the noise up in the house here. It's just, my kids are really loud. They're just screaming and playing, and so let them be free. They're fine. Anyways, yeah, they're the mom and my grandma there, but don't worry. Anyway, so lots happening with the Wexit movement, and a lot of it's basically breaching from affordability levels. And Wexit, if you're not sure what it is, it's something that's happening in Western Canada, where they basically want to separate from the rest of Canada, from the East. So that's actually a very big deal, to be really frank with you guys. And if this goes through, it's huge. But of course, it's going to be like like Brexit, where they're going to have to do all kinds of crap. And anyways, I got an email here from this is going around from New Zealand. $339,000 for this thing. Yeah, it's got some backyard, but it's basically going first time home buyers here. It's a property here. Link was sent to me from someone that lives in the area and says, "Hey Mike, love your work you're doing on the New Zealand housing market. You and DFA are the only real talk on what's going on real estate in New Zealand housing. No New Zealand commentators know what they're talking about." It's true. I don't have to be in New Zealand. Like, Mike, have you been to New Zealand? I don't need to go to New Zealand to know what's going on economically. It's a Commonwealth country. Anything under the Commonwealth right now is getting destroyed by free markets and come in and buy our families and our kids' futures out and our grandkids out. It's the same thing in every English-speaking country. They start with the real estate. I have a rental property in a place called Lenvercargill. The bubble is red hot there. Houses like this were selling below their government valuation in 2013. It took until 2015 for them to get back on their pre-07 prices. Prices in the lower end suburbs like this one took about a 35% hit. If you remember correctly, this house sold for 165 New Zealand dollars at the start of 2017. So here it is here. In Invercargill, it is an average place to live, and the job prospects are fairly limited. The nature isn't even that great compared to the rest of New Zealand. I live in Christchurch. The market is flat, but still inflated. There's a building with Christchurch, but still inflated. There is a building boom on here, but it hasn't moved prices lower yet. Anyways, I just wanted to drop a line. Keep up the good work. So that was from a friend down in New Zealand. So prices are still overpriced in the areas where there are jobs. And people that don't work from home and people that don't work from home are having a really tough time finding jobs in the bigger cities. And when they do find them, yeah. So here it is. The house, it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. This is what it is here, guys. I just wanted to show you. So properties are taking a hit, and they're starting to slowly trickle downwards. So it's going to happen. You're going to have to start to see some sort of a correction, because New Zealand doesn't want to be a nation of renters, because that's where it's going, right? We got Jordan Retro in the house. What's up, dog? All right. So this is a very important article I brought up here, because I can't bring up... Vancouver is in a huge crisis right now with these 10 cities. There's a place there called Pigeon Park, and it's right in downtown Vancouver. Like right in the well, this is all downtown actually. But right in the downtown Vancouver, it's really tough to find any articles of the new I can't find anything here. This is Pigeon Park, right here, but I can't find any articles on the new tent city that's been sitting there for a good while now, and people refuse to leave. I don't understand why they're hiding this, right? Because then when tourists end up coming, you got this problem here. How do you explain Vancouver's downtown east side to tourists? It's complicated. It's really bad. Like, the drug scene here is just absolutely phenomenal. The parties on the street, the poop, the feces, the urine, just the hordes of people. Look how many people are there. Oh, it's just Paris, you know what I'm saying? And when tourists come into town, it's really tough to tell them, hey, you want to stay away from pretty much half the city or a good portion of the city because it's actually in pretty bad conditions. So this is 130 tents in Oppenheimer Park. We know about this one. But I'm trying to find the one. There it is there. Look how bad this is, guys. Woof! It's Paris. Yeah. Dang, 0088 saying it's just like LA. Yeah, oh yeah. Every English-speaking country is like this now. Owen in the house. Freedom Prospector in the house. We got Tent City. Look here, looking like it. Yeah, we got Dang 00, Nathan Mao, and Jordan Retro in the house, guys. Thanks for joining. There's some pretty interesting stories we're going to be covering tonight, guys. So trends in the housing market. We're going to be talking about Wexit, and a good percentage of Wexit is not a good percentage, but not a majority, but a good percentage of Wexit is housing affordability levels, and that is pushing a province to leave Canada. Even if 99.99999% of, even 100%, I don't think Canada will let a province leave, secede. Canada won't let it. The Queen won't let it. It doesn't matter. Democracy, your vote means nothing when it comes to actually fixing this housing crisis. The problem we're having, okay, is this election was a complete farce. I'll tell you why. I couldn't care less if it was fixed. I couldn't care less about anything. Because the problem with this election, and that's you guys, is that they never brought up anything of importance in the debates. Opioid crisis, fentanyl crisis. What, 2,000 to 4,000 Canadians dying every year in body bags because of drug overdoses and stuff. This is not good, okay? Housing affordability, and all stems from not having a place to live. Once you don't have a place to live and you get stuck in this, Merry Christmas, it's over. Yeah, we tried to separate twice in Quebec and they screwed us big time. That's crazy. Red Pill Millennial in the house. Solid Xer saying opioid crisis is overrated. No, you go down here and see it. You go down here and see the opioid crisis, Solid Xer, and you come back and you tell me how serious it is. Yeah, people all over the alleyways lying, like lots of people. Like I'm talking about like people all over alleyways like this. You go to alleyways, you find needles and all this stuff here. Look at this. It's horrible. All over the place. Look. That's downtown Vancouver, guys. That's like one of the downtown east side. So this is something I really want to share with you guys because this is very important. And what's causing this? Unaffordability levels. Vancouver is one of the unfortunate cities that got completely bought out. That was a city that sold itself out to the highest bidders. Layla says, Vancouver's the California, Canada. Exactly. That's why everyone's mass exiting the city of Vancouver and heading east into the interior. Just like California, just like Oregon, and just like Washington State. Everyone's heading east. Wagons east because it's the milk and honey. The land of milk and honey is done. Daniel O'Brien says, in Northern California, we are trying to break from the state. Good luck. I mean, nowadays, how do you think countries broke away from other countries in the last 2,000 years? By war. That's it. The rule of war, swords drawn, ready to battle. You've never seen secession where people sign and okay. Well, no, there was war. I was going to say the loss or the loss secession of Texas and Nevada and California too. The Mexicans lost that, but that was due to war, right? And threats of war. So yeah. So okay, it's always been war basically. That's the thing. You know, for them to actually say, yeah, democracy works and we're legit, so they fix the election or the election's garbage. Okay, they don't talk about what they want. Then the Albertans say, hey, we want to separate now. And then now it's like, oh, no, yeah, we don't. Yeah, you know, voting doesn't count when you want to leave and stuff. Even, like, look at Catalonia. They want to leave. But we're going to do a Mike in the Night on secession. Seceding from the Union, seceding from the provincial province, seceding, the Dominion of Canada, secession. So this is what's happening. This is Vancouver. A lot of people don't know. Like, you show this to people from other cities, they're like, oh, I can't be Canada. What the hell are you talking about? Look at this. 10 cities everywhere. It's Paris, man. Paris. No, I'm not estimating. Freedom Prospector says do not estimate the Wixit movement. I'm not underestimating it. I believe it's the best thing. Smaller countries, smaller demographics to take care of. Less streets, and then it's actually a lot easier. It'd be a lot easier if every province became their own country in a way. You know what I'm saying? Technologically, we have the mail system that could independize between different provinces. We could have different currency between, leave the banking system. That is a great opportunity to leave the whole Bank of Canada behind and actually start paying people interest on their bank accounts. And you could have one province in Canada that'll be like the cash cow of the country, where everyone puts their money to gain higher interest rates and actually make a return on their money. You know, once it breaks apart, there's more opportunity. Once countries become smaller and they're broken apart. That's why they wanted to unify Europe, right? They want to unify Europe to keep certain countries impoverished, to keep countries poor, and to keep the rich countries still dominating with their banking sectors, right? And the banking sector could only go so far till it falls apart, right? Yeah. We'll see what happens, especially with Quebec secession. It's over. A lot of people complain that Trudeau did this. Trudeau, our dollar's crashing because of Trudeau, blah, blah, blah. This is happening, that's happening. All these different stuff that's problems, right? Problems, just, lots of problems. But then it's like, the governing body of Canada shouldn't be surprised that they want a secession, right? So I can't find nothing on Pigeon Park, guys. I can't find anything. I have an Oppenheimer Park, but there's nothing on Pigeon Park. I want to show you guys the 10 cities in Pigeon Park in Vancouver. Someone told me it's been out of control. Someone yesterday told me. Day before told me. Okay, we got the United States of Bigfoot in the house from third world countries here. Media did. It's still talked about today. Yes, I know the media is going to talk about it. Guys, I understand. I understand. The media will talk about it. I get it. I have a video. I even made a video this morning. Here, let's go to my channel and go over some of my channel, Leo. Let me plug myself here real quick. Here. Okay, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and share a video. Go right now and share this. Go right now, live. Go share to some social media page. I don't care where. Share it somewhere. I don't care who you share it to. Share it. Okay, so here we go, guys. Trends in the housing market, back issues or back shows here you can watch. I did talk about it today. Where is it? It's on there. Yeah, right here. Alberta wants out now. Wexit movement is growing fast. I compared it to Texas, basically, Texas is the Lone Star State. It's before Texas was the Republic of Texas because it was his own country. And the first president of the Republic of Texas was Sam Houston. And a lot of people don't know that Texas joined the Union just so that if it needs to leave the Union, it can at any time, right? So here it is. Alberta wants out now. I did cover it, guys, so don't worry. I'm on the side for Wexit. I believe in Wexit, but is it going to be another Catalonia? Where Catalonia is 99.99999% secession. They've been trying to get secession for the last 6 years. The protests are protesting every day. Look at this, Catalonia. Catalonia. Protests. Images. 17 hours ago. 3 hours ago. 2 days ago. Look. 2 days ago. Last week. Look. It doesn't end. These guys want secession from Spain because Spain's ripping. Look at this. There's like 1 million people here. Do you think they're going to let them secede even with 99.9% of the people wanting to leave? No, they're not going to let them do it. It's not that they don't want to do it, that the people want to do it. I'm not doubting that. Are they going to be allowed to do it? So, oh yeah, Mike, Brexit is this and that. Brexit is all a ton of bureaucracy and red tape and garbage. Look at Catalonia. 99.9999% want to leave Catalonia. Yeah, someone's saying repo up 45 billion starting tomorrow. I heard. Yep, I think I heard that through somewhere else too. You know, U.S. repos at $120 billion a day. Yeah. Someone says, Mike Martins, your shop is not closing. I'm like, no, it's not closing. It's 7 o'clock. I close at 6. Oh, Zero Hedge covered. We're gonna do Mike in the Night. We're gonna talk about this whole secession thing, guys. You gotta know. Look, Catalonia's been wanting to go. Look at this. They've been wanting to go Catalonia. Look at this. This is 4 months ago. 3 weeks ago. 1 year ago. Dude, they've been doing this every day for the last 5-6 years. You guys got to give me the benefit of the doubt. I know they want. But why? They have their own language, their own flag, their own culture, their own everything. But why is Spain not giving them independence? Why? Because Spain needs them more. Because they're a financial hedge for them. Because they bring in tourism and they bring in a lot of money when it comes to importing. And Spain, of course, wants what it's best for its own interests. It doesn't care about the Catalan people. Lil Roy Scratcher said, I remember you said they're trying to get... No one's kicking me out of my shop. I'm talking about people that paid their rent to a fake landlord who was subleasing a property. So he took the property, subleased it to somebody else, collected the last month and damage and all the deposits and everything, okay? And not pay the original owners of the property anything. That's what I said. Yeah, where's Kevin Thompson, guys? Yeah, so I wanted to kind of throw this out here. It's kind of important, guys. Okay, guys, so, guys, don't forget to hit me up on the tip jar if you want to send me a tip on PayPal. Guys, I have 18 Patreon supporters. I hope to get 20 by Christmas. 18? Yeah, 18. I hope to get 20 for Christmas. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram here, guys. I'm going to give you my Instagram here in the comments. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram if you can. Just, you know, if you want to message me sometimes, I do get messages on there too. So, I just left it in the comments for you guys if you guys want Instagram. Follow me there. Okay, and then we got my you know my fan page I just looked the other day? I have 117,000 people on my fan page here. 117,000. Most of my stuff is in Portuguese, though. There's the article I wrote about the decline of the economy and educating people about hedges and stuff. And it's kind of important to kind of get that out there. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, so I am for secession to actually have a more balanced, easy to balance economy, you know? Madaski says, how long will they pump the economy for? Until the currency devalues so much that they could pay back their debt in devalued currency. Until they have the $1 billion bill. Until they have the $1 billion bill out, and then they'll just pay it back with 6 bills. And then you can buy a loaf of bread for $1 billion. Someone's asking me, which would you rather have, Wexit or the West joining the USA? I think Wexit would be a little bit better because it'll be better for economic and commerce with BC and with Saskatchewan. You'll see Saskatchewan increase in jobs, and you'll see BC increase in jobs. Let's just say if only Alberta leaves. Let's say Alberta leaves. That'll be really good for BC for trade, and that'll be really good for Saskatchewan. But let's say the whole of west of Canada leaves. Let's say it's BC, Alberta, and Regina. Let's say those three leave. Then it'd be good for Regina to trade with Manitoba. You know, you see what I'm saying? You create a border. You start creating more commerce at the borders, right? And then different banking systems and things start to change for the better eventually. And then it takes about 150 years till they run into the ground. Yeah, Zimbabwe has the $50 trillion bills, as Jacob 1986 says there. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Yeah. So, I just wanted to throw that out there, guys. Catalonia, you know, I'm for the Catalans. I believe in the Catalan cause. I understand where they're going, but they've been doing this for 6 years. They even have walls, like semi-built walls around their area where it divides to the next province of Spain. Spain doesn't want it. What's after a trillion? I think it's a zillion. I think it's a million, billion, trillion, zillion, right? Billion, trillion, zillion. While they're talking like this, the West joining the U.S. Like, the West could join the U.S., like, into statehood and become a state of the United States to be part of the Union. Canada can join the Union. But Canadian provinces could technically join the Union, right? But I don't think right now you want to be part of America right now with their economic stance right now. And you guys are talking about it right here. You guys are talking about it right here. The money they're injecting into the economies right now, into the whole repo buyback market. I brought it up like 2 months ago, or a month and a half, 2 months on the channel when I heard about it. I think it was via Zero Hedge. I think what's her name sent me that in the comments there. My friend there from Florida. I think she sent me that. Sorry, I'm just half asleep right now. I'm just tired. It's been a long day. Belinda, my friend Belinda down in Florida. Okay, in a fickle Toronto housing market, buyers are tossing out lowballs. Yeah. So buyers right now in Toronto, this house right here, I'm not kidding. They want like $1.7 million for that thing. 900 square feet. So people are going there, like, I'll give you 200 grand for it. Oh, but we want 1.4 million. Go to hell. And that's just keep lowballing the crap out of them. Is Canadian mortgage credit back to booming, or this delayed demand? It's a delayed demand. No, it's not booming. Canadian real estate sales are back, but it's unclear if this is just a delayed demand back. Bank of Canada data shows new mortgage lending made a big jump in July. The rise is less impressive when compared with the unusually weak performance preceding 2 years ago. The mortgage industry warned policy changes would result in buyer delays. That delay may be over. So I don't believe it. Who's getting this money? I don't know who's qualifying for it, but housing hasn't dropped enough to get the average guy that makes 120 grand into the market, depending on what his debt load is and what his personal situation is. Here it is. Canadian mortgage lending makes a big jump in July. Here it is, guys. There it is, times $1 million. New Canadian mortgage lending annualized change, so more money is being lent out. There's the average. And Canadian new mortgage lending moving average change. This is actually a very important one. This is a very important graph. This is one of the more important ones right here. And they say, looking at the trend, it's not clear we're seeing a true demand surge. There's a rise in sales compared to last year, but a portion of this is due to policy changes. Policy changes often lead to behavior modification. And this is one of those events. Even the mortgage industry predicted the market pressure is very real, but is more likely to flatten out over time naturally. Unless the rumor is true that a pile of people are coming in from Hong Kong and buying up what's left of Canada. Toronto detached real estate prices rise in the most since 2017. So we're seeing that it's rising, but how much of it on the market is actually, so here it is. There's Trebe and City of Toronto right here. And total detached benchmark percentage change, here it is. So let me reread this. Toronto detached real estate prices rise the most since 2017. So here it is, 2017. There's the big 2017 right there. So it's starting to rise. Yes, you're starting to see it rise again. And the average, this is the Toronto detached average sale price. So this is in the 416. It's unclear right here, but then you're getting a definite uptick in all here. And the Trebe and the 905s are all going up. And detached average sale price change. So you're seeing an uptick again, but it's nothing like up here. Right? So, and here you go. Detached sales, 3,616. Detached real estate inventory is falling faster than a 905. So this is listings, sales to new listings. So new listings are here. And sales are kind of, I don't know, in comparison to what's here. It's right here when you start seeing, when you start seeing the sales go up right here. These big numbers. Right here. Look at this. Right there is, and right here. That's when you start to see big moves in the market, right there. Right here, obviously, it's kind of, and it's all, and Toronto active detached listings, here they are right here. Oh man, Shot Clip sent me $2. Only people escaping other countries pay these dollars. Thanks, man. Shot Clip sent me $2. And I'm going to buy coffee with that tomorrow. I promise you that. You got Super Chat? Yeah, I got Super Chat, but no one... I get maybe 1 or 2 Super Chats a year. So that's that. Let's go back real quick here and go over... Canadian real estate prices seeing a slow growth, but it's still growth. So it's pretty plateaued. It's pretty plateaued right now. And let's move on here to Colby Kosh. First step, Western Brethren is... to Wexit in your heart. So they're gonna get a Wexit movement going. I don't doubt it one bit, guys. Like I don't doubt it. That girl's pretty. Wow. I don't doubt it one bit at all. I don't. I believe it's a good idea. I understand because, in my opinion of opinions, my opinion means nothing. But let me tell you something. What I heard the politicians debating on that debate that I covered on my channel, I was absolutely disgusted that they didn't bring up anything to actually help the Canadian proper, the middle class, working poor. But if it makes anyone feel any better, the Conservative Party did win the popular vote. They got about 1 million votes more. Okay, they got about 1 million votes more than the Liberal Party. So they did win the popular vote. They got more votes. What Justin Trudeau could do about Wexit? Facebook page has over 200,000 members right now. Let's go to join group. I'm going to join it with my fan page. First question, bookmark. What's the wexitstore.com? What? Please bookmark our websites. I don't understand the question. Please bookmark our websites. Wexit.com, wexitevents.com, wexitstore.com. Okay. Well, they got over 200,000 members. Okay, thank you. There's no answer to that. I don't know what the answer to the question is. So there it is, Wexit.com. 5 friends are in this already. Okay, so there's people in this that I know already. So that'll be nice. So I got it pending here. All right. Well, I'll just wait to see what happens. Anyways, guys, let me close my Facebook here. So that's the Wexit group right there. I'm going to leave a... the page is here. So it's just go to votewexit.com. Just go there. They even have a website too. There it is. So we'll talk about this on Mike in the Night, guys. Here it is, next rally. So, they're already organizing things here. So we'll have a big Wexit discussion on Mike in the Night this Saturday once it picks up a little bit of more steam. Oh, man. So Shot Clip saying, I'm a Patreon, get a bagel too. Be good, brother. Thank you so much, Shot Clips. You're the best, buddy. So I'll just get an egg sandwich tomorrow with that. That's for sure. Toronto, Adrian says, yes, you're right. 2 years and vote again. Nice hat, Mike. Yeah, thanks. My dad's hat. By the way, guys, in all due respect, today is my dad's 3 months that he passed away today. Yeah, it's been pretty hard. This was his hat. And it's been really tough, guys. Today is a 3 month, it's been 3 months now since I lost my dad. And just wanted to kind of bring that up. Okay, a low roll scratcher. Bitcoin taking, again, Mike Martins. Bitcoin tanking. Yeah, Bitcoin is tanking. All right, let's move on. So this is a 300 square foot tent. So people are converting tents into houses and mini homes. And somebody built a house out of used skids, like shipping skids. Guys, this is okay. People are getting motivated and innovated. That's nice. People shouldn't be thinking this far outside the box because people shouldn't be worrying about a place to live. People should be more worrying about making sure they're there for family, making sure their career's on track, making sure other things, not a place to sleep. Place to sleep, you should get one. You should have a place to sleep just by working. But people that work can't even have a place to sleep. We got Walking Journey in the house, 2-time world champion, right there. We're going to have a discussion with him. We're going to probably get him on Mike in the Night on Saturday because I want to talk about because he was part of the movement in Texas for the secession of Texas to leave the Union, because the Walking Journey does not believe in the Union. He wants Texas to be an independent country, the Republic of Texas. We got Gary Medeiros in the house. Gary Medeiros. We got Gary Medeiros in the house. No Walking Journey in the chat. Doug Washington in the house. And Toronto Adrian in the house. Maraski in the house. Yeah, people in the house. People in the house. Guys, go to your social media and share this. The Raven. Woo! It's about time, man. I haven't heard from that guy in ages, man. I hope he's okay. I've been calling him a few times. I hope he's okay. I'd like to know I want to get him on to talk about what's happening, with the elections for him, because they never discussed housing, they never discussed fentanyl, they never discussed the opioid crisis, food prices, the price of gasoline, the price of wages stagnant for the last 20, 30, 40 years in some provinces. And they never discussed the 50,000 jobs that were created that were all public sector jobs, but the private sector lost 20,000 jobs that actually fund the public sector. So I guess what they're thinking is that they're just going to print more money to solve the problem. That's why the best thing to do is to buy gold and silver. I don't care what the markets are telling you. Make the Lone Star State independent again. Yeah, Sam Houston would want that. If Sam Houston was still alive today, he would want secession from the United States, from the Union, 100%. Okay, we got the Raven. Let's give the Raven a call.
Hi, Mike.
Yo, Raven, what's up, buddy?
How's it going?
It's going really good. I haven't heard from you in a long while. I was hoping you were okay, because I know you were blanketed out with snow for a while, and I didn't hear from you then.
That was the best experience I had ever going to work, was going in that snowstorm. It really woke me up to how fragile our society is to deal with that kind of stuff. Really woke me up.
Well, you want to hear something that's going to curveball you right now?
What's that?
BC residents aren't allowed to live in RVs on their own private land. What?
Like, why not?
What the hell?
What's up with that?
Like, buddy, they're passing all kinds of bullcrap stuff at the provincial level. You think it's bad at the federal level? BC residents aren't allowed to live in RVs on their private land. Like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? I mean, who owns the land if you can't live on it?
What about that transgendered activist in BC that lost in court there?
I have no idea who that is.
She wanted to get her male parts waxed, and none of the estheticians would do it, so she put a human rights complaint against them and tried to... People in the room know what I'm talking about. It's just a story that came out. She lost her case. Mm-hmm. That was a big story that I was following it a little bit, but what a crazy... Like, you can't reverse, like you said, you can't back up on that stuff, man.
Oh, it's over, man. Once you run the dog over, it's over.
Yeah, you can't go backwards. You can't undo this stuff. So...
Okay. So let me ask you, this is a very important question, okay? It's very important, actually. why weren't the politicians discussing during the Canadian debates? Why didn't they discuss? They discussed global warming, climate change,
I know. Yeah.
pipeline. Hold on, climate change, pipeline, global warming, pipeline, climate change, pipeline, climate change, global warming. Why aren't they talking about anything that have to do with the Canadian proper and the middle class and the working poor and us losing inflation? Are we're exporting more doctors than any other country?
Or fentanyl.
Well, we import fentanyl in from China.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we use Bitcoin to do it.
So, but what's happening?
Which
Why? Like the only person that made any sense was Maxime Bernier because he discussed basically, let's get our budget back on track in the next couple of years. Let's do this. Let's do that. Now we're looking at Wexit, where Western Canada wants to secede
yeah,
from.
yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that. You know what? I didn't vote, Mike.
but I thought we were friends.
I didn't vote. I tell you the truth, I really don't care anymore. I don't. I voted last year. Everybody was up. Oh yeah, you know what? I can't vote for Scheer. I can't do that.
No, Sheer. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a conservative, right? But he had no
Honestly,
platform. He didn't know if he was tricking or treating.
and you know what? What are the liberals saying that? Who was it that sat down during No Canada?
I don't know.
They had a little news clip. They said, oh, they were criticizing Scheer for sitting down during No Canada. You know, it comes down to that. You know, yeah, like a little game, like school kids. Like
Oh,
I don't. There's no. I have no faith in any of those people. I want nothing to do with any of those people. I want. I probably would have voted NDP. Liberals are going to take our guns. That's what I worry about. Sweeping gun laws. AR-15 restricted, gone. You can see that coming. SKS rifles, those are going to be gone. So I see a lot of gun laws coming with Trudeau. And
so
yeah,
I'm very scared about this because once they take our guns, you see what happened in Australia. They took the guns away, and look, the entire country is up for sale.
you
And
know
look at
what,
New
Mike?
Zealand. New Zealand's a nation of renters. Like almost nobody in New Zealand owned their own property anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Steve the plumber's sitting on here in the quiet right now, listening to your show. He thinks a lot the same way I do. Uh, I don't put too much. I don't know. I don't put too much time in that election. I watched it. Everybody watched. You know, I caught a little bit of this and that. Reread the stories. You watch it. I don't really care. Like I said, I'm not watching Canada. I'm watching America. I'm watching China, America, and Europe.
Well,
Not
so am
really
I.
watching Japan.
So am I. I'm
I know
watching
you
us.
are.
I'm
I know you
watching.
are. You're you're like the Rain Man. I see how much I see how much content you pump out.
Yeah, I'm watching what's
But
happening in New Zealand. I'm watching what's happening in Australia. I'm watching what's happening
yeah, I know.
a little
I
bit. I'm
know.
not
You're
going to be heavy on China. I'm not heavy on China. Can I tell you why, Raven? I'm not so heavy with China with when it comes to reading up on it and stuff. It's because the Chinese Communist Party lie.
yeah, they do lie.
So what's the
They
point?
do. But you got to read between the lines. You got to look at the whole picture. They're
Yeah,
you know we do have people and analysts that can take apart what they do, and like how much gold do you think they have?
yeah.
Like they got to have over 10,000 tons. You know they do lie. But why would you show
I
your hand?
honestly think they're sitting around 11,800 tons.
Why would you show your hand in a poker game?
Yeah,
No, you just keep the cards down and push them to the dealer. You don't
right.
show your hand ever.
Never show.
They
Yeah,
don't ever want to. Hey, it's competition, eh? So, but for Canada, the election, you know what? We got a hell of a lot bigger problems out there than worrying what the hell these guys are going to do in Canada.
hmm
It's going to be minuscule at best. I don't want to sound like a broken record or be a doom or a fear porn person. You know,
like an
I wish
AMTV guy.
exactly. Like that, I don't listen. I don't watch him anymore. He was good at one time. He's not good anymore.
Hmm.
You can sort those people out. People like Bo Polney. That guy is so full of it. I can't
I don't even
believe.
know
And
who that
he's
guy is.
just Bo Polney. He uses religion. 2020 gold. He uses religion. He gets every prediction wrong. The only thing he gets right is that he gets them wrong. Like he's a consistent, but you know, but the thing is, the religious people come and they eat it up because he goes off Daniel's book. He uses the Bible
Mm-hmm.
and he gets it all wrong. There's no hidden code in the Bible for the gold market and Bitcoin
No,
and
there
all that.
isn't. No, there isn't.
No, but he stretches the truths and all that, and he keeps saying next Tuesday the whole market's going to crash. Next Tuesday, and people just keep following him down
It
that
sounds like
road.
that religion, Jehovah's Witness. Is that the religion?
Yeah, they predicted that
The world's
Christ
going to
would
end
come
like
back.
46 times.
9 times they predicted Christ would return, and they were wrong. So I don't think they're in the prediction business anymore. Oh, you know what?
Mm.
Mrs. X is going to Israel in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's going to do the whole tour, the pilgrimage.
That's
She's going
nice.
for 10 days. Yeah, she's on here right now. She's got her name, Miss X. Should ask her to type something in the room.
Yeah, Miss X, type something in the room. Is she Catholic?
Yeah. Well, Christian, Catholic.
Yeah.
Let her. She can tell you.
Well, I'm Roman Catholic myself.
Yeah, she has a very good relationship with God. Let's put it that way.
So we got
Yeah.
shot clips in the house sending me another $2 saying most in BC unarmed. Why they pass can why they can pass a camper law?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I worry about, Mike?
Mm.
They're going to come after our capital gains. Primary residence, capital gains. They're coming
Oh, I
back
know
for
that.
that.
I know that for a while, and they're doing it. They're going to raise the inheritance tax too.
Yeah, when Vancouver got the foreign tax 15%, right away I said Toronto's getting that guaranteed. That wasn't a hard call to make.
No.
That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
easy one. That was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And then we probably got some spillover into the prairie provinces. It might have lifted some of our housing up 1 or 2%. Just because spillover, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure Mrs. X has dealt with a lot of foreign buyers from China. I know she's told me she's dealt with lots of foreign buyers. So we do get spillover from those provinces now because of that foreign buyers tax.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
That's happening a lot, and like I said, we're just gonna sell to the highest bidder, and Canadian Proper's finished. We got Mrs. X in the comments there.
I
Raven.
what'd she say there?
Oh, nothing. She says, "Hey there."
Oh, yeah. She told me she was on there. I'm out of town. I'm 150 miles west of Winnipeg.
Okay. Okay. Oh, are you on a train right now? Are you riding somewhere?
No. I got here 2 hours ago, went for dinner with a couple buddies, and then we're just gonna probably go to sleep here in an hour. I think I'll be called at 5:30 in the morning to go back to Winnipeg.
Okay.
I see CN put out a story today about their third quarter going flat.
Yeah.
So softening economy.
Yeah, I did actually saw that
saw
earlier today, and I saw that Husky's going to let a lot of people go.
We just moved 11 more people to the retention board today. So that's a board. We have 104 people on retention. That's people that are getting paid. CN is paying $580,000 a month to have these people sit at home just in case they need them.
Yeah.
So we don't put them to laid off status, because if we do, they have the right to take 15 days before they report.
Oh.
And if we need them, that's why. So they hold them on retention board. So they're the same as laid off, but they're just on retention.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we should be busy right now.
Oh.
Today I saw empty intermodal trains going by, completely empty trains driving by. Like, what are they doing? Just moving empty cars around?
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
No, I said to the guys I was working with, look at that. There's a red flag. Do you think that's a vibrant economy, or do you think that's a dying economy?
Mm-hmm.
We're the veins. We're the veins of the economy. Everything flows through us. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I'm hearing
yeah.
you. Like, no. I'm hearing you loud and clear. And I think, have you joined this Wexit page? It's 233,000 people.
No, you know what, Mike? I'm a Canadian, born and raised Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care.
But if
I don't.
I
I
mean,
just. I
if
give
West,
up.
if okay, would you want Western Canada to separate? Would you want Western Canada to separate from
Well,
the
no,
East?
nobody wants Canada to separate. Nobody. We want to. We're stronger. We're stronger together, right?
Right. Abraham Lincoln said it himself, and many others have
We
said
don't
it
want to.
themselves.
Yeah, a divided house cannot stand.
Right.
So
But it's
nobody
easier
wants
to
to
manage an
separate.
economy and banking and all this stuff when the country is smaller.
Well, if Quebec wants to leave, give them 1/3 of the debt because they own it.
Yeah.
You know, how much debt do they got?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think we're. You know what? I'll tell you something right now. I'm just a guy with high school.
Me too.
I witnessed these guys sell off the CN Railway to the Americans and privatize it. Where that where Hunter Harrison made $77 million in 1 year being our president. That American. Year after year, he made 70. He was the highest paid CEO in Canada. They
Hmm.
hacked and slashed this crown corporation to pieces when they should have cut it up into provinces and put the money back into schools and hospitals. We would have been we probably would have been the strongest, most profitable country in the world if we had done that. But they sold it off to the highest bidder, and now we are a private company that no, and our country is suffering. All that money, all that. Look at how many times our stock split. What, 6 times? 60
No,
bucks
it
to
was either
100.
five times.
Yeah, five or six.
Yeah.
It's well on its way to splitting again. You know, we're almost at another split right now, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up. And where do you think that stock's going to go once we take all the people off the trains and make it automated? It's
Well,
going to
it
just
depends. It
keep going.
depends how much they buy back of the stock too. How much stock buybacks they do, and how much they hollow out the company before it falls apart.
If you want to know whether you should buy CN stock, go to the chart and tap and click on max. You know, 5 years, it goes 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, go
Yep.
max.
Yeah.
Take a look at that chart. Yeah, take a look at that chart. See what that does. It pays their dividend just went up to 50, almost 55 cents a share, which is not bad, but decent
Okay, I
dividend.
got
And
it open here. Let's go to the max. Oh wow.
look at that. I'll tell you, that is not going to stop. These guys are going to cut this company down till it's just a train with nobody on it hauling stuff back and forth. I will always own CN stock. That's what you know. Great place to make money. I like Scotiabank. They're at what, $74.
Mm-hmm.
When CN was at 63, Scotiabank was at 65. We're at like, I don't know, where are we now? We're what,
One hundred and
116?
$17.10.
We're at 117. Scotiabank's still at 70 something.
Yeah.
We blow by the banks. We blow by the banks.
Mm-hmm.
They can't catch us, and we're not going to stop. So if you're looking for a good, solid company, and you'll see it on the internet, lots of people are picking CN as a good stock. It's a great stock.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing
Great
it.
stock
The
to own.
dividends look good, and they look like they're taking care of their investors. What they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, they'll do good in the future. If somebody's looking for some, some income in the down the line, or
So
you could always go triple junk oil bonds.
I love triple junk oil bonds. Hey, let me ask you something, Raven. Do you see housing collapsing anytime in the next first or second or third quarter do you see housing finding a correction anytime soon?
No, no.
Can you tell us why? Can you tell us why?
I'll tell you why. Well, we all see small pockets, right? I know Miss X is listening to this. We all see small pockets all over the world, and there's some housing starts I saw in Zero Hedge that are down. I think it was 9% here and there, little pockets here and there. But we have a new doctor prescribing more heroin now, and the heroin is at 120 billion cc's a day, if you know what I mean.
Woo! Repo buybacks.
We're going to 30,000 Dow. Our houses. I was going to sell my duplex this fall. No way. Not that they're printing money again. No way, man. I'm going to pick up an extra 15, 20 grand by next year on the value of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there's some more money laundering in the country. maybe they can bring my house up a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they're printing money. They're printing money, so we're going to get more assets inflating, and gold and silver will go down,
Mm-hmm.
and they are. But on the flip side, we got Brexit coming up, which they're probably going to get a delay again, which is
Mm-hmm.
just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely ridiculous. We got Brexit. We got how many protests going on? Do you know how many protests are going on in the world right now?
Oh, okay. The world. I know in Canada we have about 26 going on. I know in Chile. Did you see the Santiago de Chile on Mike in the Night? The Chile.
I think 11 dead, nine or
Oh, it's
11.
burning to the ground. And then you got massive protests in Lebanon. You got massive protests in Catalonia. You got massive protests in
Iraq.
Iraq. Yeah, of course you got protests in Iraq. That's a given. Iraq. The only countries you see like civility or whatever, or like countries like Portugal is okay. I know that Lithuania is okay. I know that Denmark is okay. There's countries like that are okay, like Iceland and Greenland are okay. But then countries with this, it's all the countries that give out benefits are the ones that are rocking and rolling right now.
You know what? The Dutch farmers are protesting. Israel, they're protesting. You could go around the globe. There's probably quicker for me to tell you who's not protesting.
It is, yeah. I know they're protesting in Australia for the whole huge homeless issue right now in Brisbane, and then you got the whole protests. They want to ban free speech in New Zealand, so you got a lot. New Zealand's a leftist country. They want to ban free speech there too, and think it's better.
They're protesting in Syria that the U.S. Soldiers don't leave. They're protesting all over. It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. Everywhere. Because we know social unrest follows what they're doing.
Oh, Argentina's been protesting in Buenos Aires like the last month and a half. They've been on and off protesting with shift work. We got the Yellow Vest movement in France. You got all kinds of stuff, man.
You know what? I would highly recommend anybody with the means to get something to protect themselves. That's what my next move is. That's all I'm doing. Is the first of November, I'm going in for my PAL to get my hunter safety and that. Get a means to protect yourself, because this is going to escalate more and more and more. This is not going to get better. As much as certain people like to think, oh, I've heard this for 30 years. I've heard this. Yeah, okay. Well, we all know, like 30 years ago, were they pumping $120 billion a day into the market?
Nope.
China's pumping it in too now. I just read that.
China bailed out. Listen, I got a message from Shanghai Larry, and he messaged me yesterday to tell me that the Chinese bailed out the second biggest bank they have, and like 3 or 4 smaller banks from imploding or from melting down.
Okay, here's $64 million question. Which bank imploded to cause these repos? Because I've heard several different scenarios.
I'm believing it's. I think Deutsche Bank has a huge part to play with their massive derivative markets and their massive asset sheet.
They're laying off more people, eh?
Yeah, they're laying off another 16,000 next week.
There's another division or something they're laying off, and that Commerce Bank is no better. They tried to merge them; it didn't work.
Oh no, that was a failure right at the thing. They were even going to buy like their shares on 10 cents on the dollar. That's how bad it was, and they still didn't work.
You know what? They tried to merge those two banks, and then it didn't work. And then a month and a half later, we got the repo liquidity shortages.
Jamie, because
that kind of like a little too close.
That's called one thing leads to another.
You know what? There's so many different. Jamie Dimon. He called Trump out before. Remember?
Yeah, but Jamie Dimon's looking at doing time right now.
Well, maybe. I doubt it. No. He's insulated. He's like the Rothschilds. He's not quite as insulated as them, but he's insulated. You know, it's the mid-level bankers that jump out the windows. It's not the high-up bankers.
So we got Shot Clips sending me another $2 saying, banks around the world, politicians are their... I'm not going to say that. And yeah, politicians basically work for the banks and the corporations. Very plain and simple.
But yeah, well, It's the banks, yeah. We all know that.
So, guys,
But
Guys, hold on. If you're wondering, it's the Raven on the line here from Winnipeg. And also, guys, we got a picture of Repo Man up here. If you guys don't know who Repo Man is, he's the Repo Man. This is the man that's doing the repo markets. He's got this hook and crane here, and he's got tires on his as shoulder pads. That is Repo Man. He is the one that's injecting, I don't know how many billions or quadrillions of dollars into the damn system. Who knows anymore? It's infinity. It is going forever. Continue, Raven.
and Elizabeth Warren is poking around the repo market now, eh?
No, you said, did you? I heard you say Elizabeth Warren is Pocahontas?
Yeah. Yeah. She's asking questions about the repo market. You know, they say she's going to be one of the hopefuls. She ain't got a hope in hell, man. Wall Street never going to let her be president.
You know who I want to see run again? Old Hill Dog.
Oh, you know what? She doesn't got it in her.
Yeah, but I would love to see Hill Dog run one more time.
No, you know what, Mike? I don't. I hate her so much. I can't stand her.
I know. Dude, listen, I'm on your team with that.
I can't stand her. I personally would have paid 20 for her to lose out of my own pocket. I can't stand her. I couldn't live next to that country knowing she's running it. And you know what? She sold the Russians uranium.
Mm-hmm.
And that charity fraud. Wow, my God, man! And why are those people not in chains in a prison?
Because it's just them doing it, not me and you. If it was me and you pulling a stunt like that, guess what? We'd be doing a penitentiary sentence.
You know what? I know Michelle Obama, so she'd probably off.
You do?
Jesse Smollett, remember?
Okay.
Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, he was just See how he walked from that?
Mm-hmm.
Another guy. It's all corrupt, man. The whole thing. And if you know too much, then all of a sudden the cameras in the hallway get broken and you strangle yourself with your bed sheet made of paper.
Oh, you know what? You know who I would love to see run for the American presidential? The perfect guy for the job? Avenatti, the porn star guy.
I don't watch porn.
No, but that guy, if that guy ran the that's the porn star lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
That guy would have been so good.
Yeah, but he's corrupt.
No, that's the whole point. I would just want to hear the crap that comes out of his mouth.
Wasn't he the guy who tried to embezzle money out of Nike?
Yeah, that's why we need him as president.
No. You know what? No one will ever be as good an actor as Trump. I'll guarantee you, those Rothschilds, they sit back, they drink their $700 a bottle cognac, and they laugh at how good Trump is. They sit there and laugh, and they laugh at all the people who eat it up. Mm-hmm. I walked into a restaurant today on the news, big TV up there, CNN, impeachment. Isn't
this like the 300th time?
Are we still watching the impeachment? Are we still on that? What about the 120 billion you're pumping into the repo, or the 120 billion you're printing up each day?
Yeah,
unbelievable. You know what? People are going to start to take notice of what's going on. They're going to have to come up with something else. You know what? Hillary Clinton's going to have a sex tape leaked out or something.
Woo!
You know, that would get my attention.
No, but I would like to see her like weekend at Bernie's type of thing.
Oh yeah, she's almost there.
I would like to see that though, getting her up there and getting her, getting her up on stage, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm just playing around. Okay, back to housing. Now, do you think? So you're saying there's no crash in the midst, there's no correction in the midst.
You know what? You might see little pockets, but they have a really good ability to keep stuff afloat. They can print and print and print. So, but the problem is those banks are riding massive amounts of derivatives. If like Deutsche Bank, I think, what's it, $50 trillion in derivatives?
Yeah, no, it's actually no, it's not 50 trillion. It's like 4 quadrillion.
No.
That's the world. I'm sorry. That's the world derivative market. I'm sorry.
You know what? They say up to 4. I don't believe that. I think the world derivative market is about 1.4 quadrillion, which is 1,400 trillion. I don't think it's up at 4. I've heard that before. I just can't see it. There's not that much product on 10 planets. There's just not that much stuff on this
Are
planet to
we
have that
counting
much.
Mars?
Well,
I'm joking.
yeah. We've never. Us, Miss X is a flat earther, eh?
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Oh, you know what? She's a diehard flat earther.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, you know what? The jury's out. I've not made my full decision on that. I don't know how oceans wrap around a globe, or how waterfalls fall spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty safe bet to say they didn't land on the moon in '69. Not with the equipment that they sent there. Not with a ship that has walls 3 times the thickness of tinfoil.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're making the walls like 2 feet thick. But you did it with 3 sheets of tinfoil in '69, eh? Didn't quite realize the internet was going to make us as smart as we are now.
Well,
And a space.
but you got to remember, MacGyver. They could have pulled a MacGyver to get there too.
No, they never. I don't think they went there. I think Stanley Kubrick made a film. I do believe that. I don't know if I believe the Earth is flat. I think it's probably round.
Well, I know that the Earth's pear shaped. I think.
Oh, she's getting mad right now. I can hear her 150 miles away. But
Yeah.
like I said, like the housing market, Mike, they're going to print money. Like the Dow and that, they got a very good control with that printing press.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, if it's a derivatives problem, maybe that's too big for them to hold on to. It's just going to get away on them.
Mm-hmm.
They learned a little bit in '08, but they have a handicap. They're greedy. Like they're greedy.
Mm-hmm.
They can't stop. They can't help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's human nature, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the derivatives market is maybe something they could let go on them, or they're going to try and hold this to Trump's election. Some people say they created this printing this last month because of the election. The Fed forced it as a political move. There was that story there too, eh?
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of people coming up with their certain ideas. There's a lot of different little ideas of what's going on, but if you go back and look at Kramer, I know I told you that before, where he has his meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
He speaks specifically what the Fed should do. He says it in that meltdown. You talk softly. You don't excite anybody until there's a reason to get excited. Do not excite the markets. That's what you have to do. He said it very clearly. You have to look at all these things in the past and put them together. They're telling you what they're doing. And Kramer knows. You talk softly. There's nothing to be worried about. These are our repos. This is normal plumbing in the system. Meanwhile, in the Fed, they're ripping their hair out because they're freaking scared, but they can't let on to you that they are. That's what I see. You got to remember that they can't say anything to us. They have to put on a happy face, walk out. Yes, it's all good. Hi, thanks for showing up. But they're in an awful mess. They know it. I know it. I've read too much. So have you, Mike. You read too much. They're screwed. So why do you doubt yourself?
I know. Well, I think that I know. I think that I know.
Oh, you know.
And I'm just what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned. One thing that's most concerning of all is that stupid social credit score. Once that comes here, we're dead.
Guy I work with tonight told me they're coming out with an app. All they have to do is take a picture of you with a cell phone, and it gathers all your social media. Everything that you've ever done on the internet is gathered and put. How about that?
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're gonna. But I think I've never done anything ever to you know what I mean, to put myself in a position where I will be, sitting in a tribunal. We're just talking. We're reading articles. We're talking about what's out there. We're not going out of our way to discover a cure for cancer that would get us killed. We're not going out of our way to create a boy band and make a bunch of money. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're just hey, this is what's happening. This is what Zero Hedge is saying. This is what CNN says. I don't believe it. I don't believe this. I hope we could do this. I hope there is this. That's all we're doing. We're not.
You're the John Connors from Terminator.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. You know, it could happen, man. They'll look back. Everybody will look back. You know what? They'll look back at all those people like Gerald Celente, like all those guys. They'll look back at them and see them as the truth warriors who were trying to break this shit open. You know.
Same thing with AJ. I haven't seen AJ in a long time.
AJ?
Alex Jones.
Oh yeah, no, I you know what? I didn't really care for him. He was a bit of a fear monger. He did see some, did some okay stuff. Jesse Ventura too. I liked him a little bit.
Jesse Ventura's a really nice guy. I think I met him in Arkansas, or was it? Was it Arkansas or was it in Wyoming? I can't remember. I met him once. A really nice guy. He actually spoke to me. He's tall. He's huge.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah,
he's
wrestler,
humongous.
Marine.
And
he's done a lot.
Yeah, he was just telling me. He's like, yeah, man. He was patting me on the shoulder. He's like, yeah, man, you seem like a really nice guy. It was nice talking to you. Good luck. And I'm like, thank you, sir, Mr. Governor, and God bless you. And he said, God bless you too. I've met people. I've met people. I used to go down to those housing seminars and trading seminars and wealth building seminars down in West Palm Beach before Trump did The Apprentice, when he was running those make money and selling his books when he was on tour in South Florida.
Yeah. I went to some Rich Dad, Poor Dad, read all the books, all this stuff, blah, blah. Yeah, the seminars. Yeah. They're not bad. Some are okay, but those guys are just trying to make a buck off you.
Yeah, a couple of dollars here and there, and that's what happened to our housing market. We got into a position where we basically unloaded so much. We unloaded so much of our country into foreign ownership that I don't know what's going to happen. Like the Canadian propers, I think Canadians will be a nation of renters too.
I know you don't want to pick a date, but give me a date. When is everybody in North America?
Well, if you want to go on a date, I want to go to Red Lobster.
I got a wig for you. Hey, if you pick a date, pick a date that everybody in North America is on the same page.
Of when? Correction?
Yeah, pick a date that everybody's on the same page. Like 9/11, everybody woke up that day. What day do you see in the near future that you see where everybody's on the same page because of what's happened in the economy? When do you see a big event turning that's going to wake everybody up?
Well, I think the event, you're talking about the event horizon, the thing that just kind of completely...
Yeah, something. It could be bank failures,
the banks have failed. Listen, the banks have failed a long time ago. The banks now are trying to keep it going now. They failed miserably 2 years ago, but now they're trying their best to kind of Mickey Mouse something now. The banks have failed already. They're failure. Our economy already has failed. We created 40,000 jobs last month, and 40,000 of them are public sector jobs, and we lost 20,000 private sector in the same time. We're failing on every end.
Look at Zero Hedge. 50% of Americans are making less than $33,000.
But you could still go to Arkansas and buy a house for under $100,000. That's the thing. You could still manage to live a decent life if you're not greedy and you're not a consuming animal.
Well, if the banks are failing and have failed, and it's all, what's their end game? Where are they trying to get us to? Don't tell me it's the 2020 election. I don't believe that.
No.
I don't believe. There's something else at hand here. Are they trying to build it up even bigger? Because the more they stretch it bigger, the bigger cull they can get in the end.
Okay,
is that what it is?
Well, let me answer your question.
Do they get more dead in the end? Is that what they get? More dead? So they can stretch our resources another 50, 75 years?
Yeah, it's putting it on life support, basically, or freezing it in carbonite to keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you the world's not prepared for a meltdown. They're not. You're
Not
talking.
at this magnitude. If we left interest rates on autopilot, we've already been on our second reset by now, and people would be getting into the market that have been saving money. People would be starting to see movements in jobs, people moving to other cities because affordability is back. The whole housing cancer is gone, and people could live normal lives with average paying jobs. No, it's going to be it's going to affect every human being on the planet.
If we're going there, you're looking at a 50% aren't going to be here after this. 50, who knows, 60, 70%. There are a lot of countries that can live, like Venezuela, Russia, those countries will live poor for decades and decades. But like North America, we can't. We don't know what to do. If I can't go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac, or a quarter pounder, what am I going to do? I can't grow a Big Mac. What are we going to do? I saw it in that snowstorm. These people were helpless. The army wasn't there. What are they going to do? Those people couldn't even leave their houses.
Yeah.
This guy I worked with here, he lives out of town. He's like a sniper. He's a long range shooter. That's his hobby. And he says all his friends in that small town he's from, they're all long range shooters. They go out and do long range. I'm talking a mile, 1,500 yards. These guys can shoot. Mm-hmm. And he said he's all prepared. Everything. Those guys are all prepped up. They're like a little militia. And he said they figure that everybody's going to be roaming the streets. And I bet he's probably right. Look at the social unrest. It's sweeping the globe. Has it ever picked up? Like, it's unbelievable. Wait till next year. Wait till the interest rates go lower. Wait till there's less jobs. Wait till there's less this, less that. This is escalating faster and faster. And our governments are doing a big disservice by telling everybody that it's okay, everybody that the housing market is great, the economy, they're doing us a big disservice. They're leading us to the slaughter. So it's time for us to, stand up and speak back to these people. Nobody's saying nothing. Mm-hmm. Everybody's just talking in chat rooms and this and that. You're going to let this happen? If you fully believe what you think you believe, then what are you going to do about it? There's got to be more to do about it.
Well, like the beginning of Teen Spirit of Nirvana song. Load up on guns, bring your friends.
Oh. That's my next plan is guns. I would suggest anybody can get them, get them.
Don't you have a Mac 10?
No, I wish. Can't have those here. Can't have those here.
Okay.
I got a miniature crossbow. I got a small crossbow.
What about AK-47s?
No, I don't have one. No, Kalashnikov. No, I don't have one. I wish. You can't have them here. You can have an AR-15 here, but it's restricted. You can have an SKS. It's a 5-shot. You can only have a 5-shot clip in Canada. You can always grind out the little clip and put 10 in there, but you'll go to jail for that. They catch you with a banana clip, you're going to jail.
Really? Okay, here's a picture of a Mac 10.
I would stay away from that on your site, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even entertain that. I think it's just everybody's right, I'm talking hunting rifles, a shotgun. Go do some hunting so you can fend for yourself. Maybe go shoot a deer.
Yeah.
If your family's hungry. Stuff like that.
I'm gonna go with what's his name, Buddy here. When he gets back into town, he wants to get me to go get my pal. I'm gonna get my wife to get hers too.
You know what? That's what I would do. Get yourself a 22, a rifle. You can get so much ammunition. At least you can protect yourself. Mm-hmm. Hey, if nothing happens, what do you got to lose? You can go target shooting, take your kids, teach everyone how to shoot and everything. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you something. If you don't have one day and you need it, you're going to really regret not having it. Mm-hmm. That's all I look at.
No, I'm 100% on your team with this. I'm on your team. Like we're playing on the same team here. I do have like some survival stuff, food, all that stuff, dry food. I'm ready to go. I have my two rain barrels on separate sides of the property. I got one side of the property completely fenced off with a 6-foot fence and with a small barrier.
You're in a good. You're in a good area.
I'm in a cul-de-sac, and beside me is a cop. The other side is a cop, and across the street it's a firefighter. So even if the cops come home to protect their own families, because the cops won't be out patrolling, they'll be going home to protect their families. I'm here. I'm here with them. I'm in our cul-de-sac.
Yeah, that cop has a gun. You don't. That's what I look at.
Well, there's three cops on the street.
Yeah.
So
there's 3 guns on your street.
Yeah.
Get a gun.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
But your whole town is geographically like in the mountains there. You guys, you don't have you're not going to have roving gangs in your town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where I live, we have the roving gangs now.
Like somebody from Toronto was telling me they have roving gangs of Somalian gangs in the downtown Toronto area.
Yeah, I've heard of that in Toronto. Yeah, Somalian gangs. Yeah, we got the mad cows. That's what they're called.
Really?
I think they're Nigerians, Africans, mad cows. Yeah, they call them the mad cows. They're the most violent gang in Winnipeg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just stay away from downtown mostly.
Yeah, well, Winnipeg, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My downtown is 3 buildings, so it's 2 stoplights. So it's not.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cobra Jones wants to know what the hell is a roving gang.
They just wander around. They wander around looking for trouble. You get in their way, you're going down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All kinds of stuff happens.
I know. Hey, I wanted to tell you.
Facebook.
I just wanted to tell you something. Today's my 125th episode of Trends in the Housing Market.
Oh, really?
125th episode.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say, I watched a Facebook video of all these kids in Winnipeg running out of the liquor store with bags of liquor. It was on Facebook. They just, in a big file, like a line, they just run one after another out. They got all these bottles. They're just run. That's what they do. They go in the liquor store, they load up their backpacks, their bags, and then they just run out, all in a big group. Okay. Unbelievable, eh?
Yeah.
They can't stop them.
Anyways, all right, I'm going to let you go. A lot of people want to talk about the housing market. We'll talk on Mike in the Night, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Stay out of jail, eh?
I will.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, that was the Raven coming in. We did discuss a bit of the housing market, guys. Today is my 125th episode of Trends in the Housing Market, guys. And we'll go over the stories we went over tonight. Let's go over the channel because I actually went over a few stories here in housing. I did today. Vancouver realtor states that basically never trust a realtor. That's what someone says. West Vancouver realtor says tech boom Vancouver could boost real estate. Yeah. It could boost real estate. Yep. Could boost real estate. And that's a bunch of crap because we saw what happened with the tech markets, the tech industry down in King County, Seattle. We saw what happened with that. We know what happened with that. There's 13 people living in one apartment. Okay, what else did we talk about? New condos. Right here. Sydney and Melbourne, condo crash. More and more apartments are actually... They're being built by the builder, okay? They're being built by the builder. And as they come to completion, they are now officially worth less than what the original bill was. What does that mean? Right here. Latest figures from property data provider CoreLogic for the month of August shows that nearly a third of the off-plan buyers in Sydney were moving into apartments worth at least 10% less than what the price purchased them for. So people are basically properties are worth 10% less than what they purchased them for. What does that mean? They are scuba diving right now. Well, 10%? The snorkeling. You're snorkeling at 10%. 20, 30%, you're scuba diving. Yeah. And Zombie Apocalypse Gary saying, woo! Yeah, guys. Lord Humongous says, Mike, where's my woo? Oh, we got Real German Instincts calling in. I hope he's talking. Dude, I hope you're going to talk about the housing market. Everyone's complaining in the comments.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I hope you're talking about the housing market.
Okay.
What's going on in your area? Right now, I'm looking at Australia here. They're down apartments built by the builder. In completion, people are moving into apartments worth 10% less than what they bought them for. What the heck is going on? What's happening in your neck of the woods?
Well, are you aware Justin Trudeau, they already uncovered a secret memo where he was talking about capital gains 50% on principal homes? There's a new tax on a federal level, so it'd be all provinces.
50% or 15?
So Mike, listen, when you sell your house, say it's gone up by $100,000, they're going to take 50 grand off the top.
I understand that, but 50%?
Yep, capital gains on your principal home. Principal, that means right now you pay zero tax on the principal. If it goes up, they're talking about 50%. That way they can steal basically the entire half of the inheritance. Plus, if the bank deals with the will, the will when the person dies, the bank is in charge of that. Now conclude another 10% plus 50. They take 60% of the family's estate between the government and the bank, thus taking all of the wealth in the process.
What about life insurance?
What is that? I don't know about that.
Like, because I have a life insurance policy that pays out my family really well. Would they take that too?
Well, no, I was talking about housing.
Okay, I'm just making sure because inheritance tax and housing. That's what my family.
I never even thought about that. Yeah, I want. Then in that case, that would probably. I don't know. Maybe unless there's a special clause.
Well, no, life insurance
that would get tacked onto it then. So they would
can't
combine
do it unless the government pays for my life insurance policy to collect on. He can't take any of it.
Yeah, well, when you die, if they implement this tax when you die, they're going to take half your children's inheritance, the house. They're going to take that. They're just going to be like, "Hey, give us 50% of that." And if the bank is dealing with your will, and not like a private lawyer that you paid on a retainer, then they'll take whatever the bank's cut. Usually the bank's cut can be anywhere maybe 5 to 10%. And then whatever's left, and then the real estate agent needs to make their cut. Let's count that, unless the bank does that in-house. They're going to take that cut.
What if the family decides...
What if your kids get whatever crumbs that are left on the table?
But what if they don't sell the house, they just keep the house in the family?
They could do that. I'm not sure. Probably that would work. But as soon as they sell that house, they're going to want the capital gains also. This actually happened already in England.
Yeah, I know it's happened in the UK. It's happened quite a few times in the UK. I'm afraid of them. This 50%. That's the mafia doesn't even take 50%.
I sent you a link. When I was trying to call you, I was just trying to be like, hint, hint. That's big news in the housing.
Okay, let me see here.
We got 4 more years of hell, so I think it was relevant.
Oh man.
And I wanted to say one thing about the firearms thing, if you didn't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a misconception that we don't have heavy weapons in Canada. The thing is there's thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of heavy weapons, fully automatic weapons, Tommy guns, Browning machine guns, 50 cal belt-fed machine guns, but it's the boomers that bought them 40 years ago, and they're classified as prohibited weapons. You need a permit to even take them to the range, which you won't get. Mm-hmm. So for 40 years or 30 years, they've been collecting dust in safes. But with one caveat, their receivers, the RCMP made most of them change their receivers out to semi-automatic. But if you know anything about guns or if you're an enthusiast, it's very easy to change those in and out. Mm-hmm. And soldering that they did 30 years ago, those techniques and shit weren't very well done.
Yeah. Okay.
Just saying a little fun fact that I guess a lot of people aren't aware of.
I'm scared about this inheritance /
That is a big thing. My family is in the process of moving to the island, so it doesn't really bug me as much.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking 30, like for my parents, for my sake, I'm not a vampire. I'm not thinking when my parents die, what am I getting? But for my parents' sake, because my grandparents has passed away, the last one recently. For them, their retirement is safe. You know what I mean? But for your kids and my children and I guess my own inheritance, yeah, that's all up for grabs now. The government wants that. They got to fund these social programs somehow, right?
But why would like what? It's like robbing. They're robbing us. It's all out.
What makes
It's theft.
what makes me upset is if you're a white straight male, you have it the worst. It's affirmative action.
Mm.
So you get you in the job marketplace, you're the least attractive employee to be hiring. The one thing that we have left after all these progressive policies labeled against us of our specific demographic is our inheritance, our wealth that's been built over multiple generations at this point. Now the government wants to take that away at that point, and shit, we're like second class citizens now if they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was really there was an uncovered secret memo released at that point, I would like, and it makes sense. The NDP they would do something like that because they're like, oh, this is progressive. We're going to give the money to pay off the student loans or whatever. Give people that probably can't afford to have kids. We'll give them free daycare now, and we'll use that money to pay for it or whatever thing will buy them votes. But that's insane.
Yeah.
You usually pay a massive tax on your secondary property. That's been going on for years. But the thing is you've always been able to not pay a tax on your primary residence.
Right, because it's your personal gain. It's personal wealth. It's personal equity. It's personal. You know.
And usually what you do is you buy a smaller house when you're maybe in your 30s, and then maybe when you're 40, maybe build up and get a starter home and build up to a bigger one. But in that idea, if you sell the starter home, you're going to incur a bunch of penalties now to even upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is what they did in England, and it got so bad to the point where people were starting to park their money in Portugal and Spain just to tax cheat the system because they just didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
Just to protect their family wealth, a lot of the people in the United Kingdom started parking all their money in Spain and Portugal. I'm sure you know about that as well.
Yeah, one of the islands, one of the Portuguese islands, Terceira Island, in the Azores. A lot of wealthy people have been parking their money in the Azores.
I've heard the name Larizo. Probably I don't know if it was from you, but
and Madeira Island too.
But yeah, I sent you a link in Skype. If I'm not sure if you looked at it.
No, I can't open it with me on the phone with you.
Oh, I have it here. I can send you the link into the chat if you like.
Yeah, please.
It's right there.
All right. Let's see what's going on here. The Conservatives' misleading claims about secret liberal housing tax. On a tax site with an altered document and no hard evidence of changes to capital gains. The claim Justin Trudeau has a secret plan to implement a tax up to 50% of the profits on the sale of your home. Holy crap. Okay, here it is. Another idea that has emerged from housing town halls is sliding scale of the capital gains tax on the sale of a principal residence, a 50% tax, after 1 year of ownership 25% tax, after 2 years of ownership 15% tax, after 3 years 10%, after 4 years 5%, after 5. The idea would be to hit speculators. So basically, it's a speculation tax. So if you sell within a year, you're screwed. If you still sell within 2, 3, you're better. 4, you're better. 5, then it pretty much becomes, it becomes a speculation tax is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter to us, especially if you want to own property to to live in it.
No, actually, I agree with that. Then I was mistaken because I heard from a friend. He was telling me we were in the car and we were driving, and he told me they're talking about going for 50%. And I pulled that up for you. I wanted to shoot that your way.
Yeah, no, it makes sense for speculators, for foreign investors.
No, I'm actually in support of that. If that's the case, then yeah, get rid of the speculators.
See,
but you know, you want to know something else I heard? Do you know when the foreign buyers are coming here from China or you know wherever it is?
Mm-hmm.
They're not buying the houses outright in cash in all cases. They're using Canadian banks to take out a mortgage.
Yeah,
we're actually.
It's CIBC that's the highest in debt with foreign investors. CIBC is the highest.
Why are Canadian banks inflating our housing market for foreigners and then increasing our national debt and our private debt?
Because that's
for not even the benefit of Canadians. So when it goes to hell,
they're just gonna go
foreigners.
They're gonna go to Costa Rica.
We didn't even benefit. It was foreign elites.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, the speculation.
I wasn't aware. I thought if you were a foreigner, you didn't get the same rights when it came to our banking system.
No, that's only in China. You go to China. If me and you go to China, there's nothing we could do. We can't even rent a property there. They'll have to call the owner of the property by law to let him know if he wants to rent it out to foreigners like us.
Mm-hmm. And when you're in China, if you're even staying at a friend's house, the local police station has to be notified.
Yeah. And there's certain places that foreigners, like people like us, like are not allowed to go to in China. We're not allowed to go anywhere near certain districts.
Well, I know the North Korean border is one of them. The one.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. Like in some of the major cities, there's like no foreigners allowed.
And the Uyghur provinces, but I wasn't aware about there's areas you can't go on the seaboard areas or the coastal cities.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I don't know. No. There's certain zoned areas. It even says it, but it's not written in English. It says no foreigners allowed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it is what it is. The same. Well, Mexico's the same. We can't buy in Mexico. We could never own anything in Mexico. We can't even open a business in Mexico. They won't allow us.
Well, what if you marry, have a wife there?
Everything goes to her.
That doesn't sound like a safe deal.
No.
I don't know if I trust any woman that much.
Yeah. No. It's hard. It's like, remember what happens to the guy in Casino? The movie Casino with.
I don't think I've seen that.
You're gonna want to watch the movie Casino. It's like 4 hours long, but it's a good 4 hours. So, anyways, all right, dude, I'm gonna let you go, and I want to thank you very much for calling in and giving us this little tidbit of information. Yeah, when somebody's on the phone, when I'm on the phone on Skype, it's really hard. So leave the links in the chat, and I'll open them here. Okay?
Yeah, no problem. My bad. We should have a group conversation maybe one of these days is on the chat.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Might be fun.
We got to discuss Wexit. This Saturday is Wexit, so I need you on the show for Wexit, eh?
Yeah, there's been some interesting things going on the Wexit page I noticed over the last 24 hours. Mm-hmm. There's been liberals entering the group, and you can spot them, but you can notice that they're going into the group and then they're trying to bring in a defeatist opinion to try and basically calm everyone down so that then it loses traction. I noticed that multiple different groups there must be coordinating or something, which is interesting. But anyways, yeah, we'll talk on Saturday on Mike in the Night.
Okay, brother, you take care. Have a good night.
Ciao for now, Mike.
Ciao. All right, guys. I am getting tired. So we covered pretty much all of it. I covered the New Zealand housing crisis yesterday in one of my videos here, guys. It's really bad. New Zealand's really bad. If you guys want to watch some more entertaining stuff, go to my channel here. Oh, man, where's my channel? Go to my channel here, guys. Go to here and go down right here. Right here. Vancouver condo correction saved by tech workers. I don't think so. Then we got new Australian condos underwater. New Zealand affordability crisis. We got Alberta's next now on the chopping block with bidding wars and stuff and property prices going up, even though jobs are falling off the map. Then we got Toronto wins, this from last week, Toronto wins poverty capital of Canada. Edmonton homeless disaster. Canadian household debt is growing. Canadian household debt will soon surpass the Australian household debt. So for every dollar the Canadian makes, they owe 2. So there's a lot of things there going on. Stress test is now dead in Australia. So there's lots of stuff, lots of housing talk here on the channel. Tired, guys. Oof. And be good to 125th episode of Trends in the Housing Market, guys. We got off topic a bit. It happens sometimes, guys. It's not a common thing. It happens sometimes. Guys, if you want to support, there's a side channel I have. It's our backup channel. It's a secret channel that I have that we usually go on and use when this channel goes down. This channel goes down every maybe 6 months to 8 months. The channel goes down for 3 months. If it does go down, we use this backup channel. Basically, do not ring the bell on this. It's just my video game reviews channel. Do not ring the bell. Lord Humongous, subscribe to this, please. Belinda, subscribe to this, please. Papa Piss, subscribe. Zombie Apocalypse Gary, Raven, subscribe to my backup channel. This is it right here. This is the channel we use. We don't save any of the live streams. They get deleted after they're done. And it's just for live streaming. Because when my channel gets taken down, I can't live stream anymore. So I go to this channel live stream. Right, to do Mike in the Night. We did Mike in the Night here for almost 6 months. My channel got taken down for 3 months because of some Australian housing video I did talking about Australian housing from like 2000 and from the year 2016. Yeah, so your guests need to do their due diligence before chatting about certain subjects. Says Harblip Magi. Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. It's not easy. You know, it's not easy. And yeah, everyone subscribe to this channel, guys. I just left the link there. Oh, Lord Humongous has already been subscribed. It's only because when the live streaming goes down, I could get more people on this channel, and we live stream here, but we don't save any of the live stream. So we don't leave a paper trail on this channel. Troll alert, ban him. BC Matrix in the house. Yeah, rolling blackouts. Hold on a sec. BC Matrix was telling me about rolling blackouts. Yeah, in California, it's happening right now, guys. They're seeing rolling blackouts, and it's affecting a lot here. California could expect blackouts for a decade. What? Yeah, we're gonna discuss this on Mike in the Night. We're gonna discuss about Wexit and rolling blackouts. What do you do? How do you get by? California begins cutting power to more than 1 million people. Wow, rolling blackouts. California's environmentalism comes under fire after blackouts. Wow. So, yeah, that's another big story here. We probably could get somebody on the show. Maybe we get BC Matrix on the show to talk to us about this. He seems to know what's going on. Harlip saying, I like the show, though. And Pappas says, California. And Three Right Guy says, I made a mistake. Whoop. And the Raven says, Harlot, maybe you should call in and enlighten us with your wisdom. Guys, everyone that comments on here needs to call in once. Even if you oppose anything I'm saying, I want to be set straight, right? If there's something that needs to be set straight, or if there's something that needs to be told, or I need to be told something, please tell me. Because if you don't, if you get time, just go over to thing. Go over to the Dirty. You go to thedirty.com. Then you go here. Okay. Then you type in Mike Martins. And here it is. You go to the first one. 119 comments. See? Mike, ultra low level drug pushing racist thief, trashy junkie. Daryl says, I have sent Mike a cease and desist. That's a good one. PMO is in here a lot. Daryl says, Mike Martins has been harassing me and my family because we own a small business. It's the other way around, actually. But it's really good. Come and check me out on the Dirty Guys. And if you want to say something, go ahead and post it here. This is nice. Not enough people paying for the services. Oh, what do you mean? People aren't paying? You know what's happened, guys? The amount of empty homes in California, investor owned, there's no electric hookups. So there's not enough people actually hooked up to the grid. There's enough, but there's not enough to, you know what I'm saying? Is this Mike in the Night? No, this Saturday, guys, Mike in the Night. I'm just promoting the Dirty page, guys. Tonight's trends in the housing market. Mike in the Night on Saturday night, 9 p.m. Western Seaboard time. That's midnight Miami time, New York time. BC Matrix says you're famous. Andrea Nicotina says you're popular on there. Where? Oh, yeah, on the Dirty. I have 119 comments, man. The Kardashians don't even have that much. The Kardashians don't even have that much. You know what I'm saying? Mike probably knows a thing or two about hooking up. Woo! No, actually, no, I don't. No, when I moved to BC, no. And when I moved to BC, I had to resort to celibacy. But when I was in Miami, it was fine. You know, dating, meeting people, no problem. Miami, no problem. You go to Vancouver, you're under 5'10", you're garbage. For women, garbage. You own a plane, garbage. You own a yacht, garbage. You're too short. Woo! Yeah. Anyways, that's a Mike in the Night topic. We're going to talk about one night when there's not so much seriousness happening all over the world. We'll talk Hot Miami Nights and Mike in the Night with Miami Mike. And we will be discussing Wexit, Brexit, Catalonia exit, and what's the other one? Who else wants to leave? Whoever wants to leave, they're separatists. And Quebec, and we'll talk about rolling blackouts in California. So if you live in California or understand what's happening down in California, please call into the show and give us, add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. Yep, Robert Andrews is right. Too short for love. That's right. Too short for love. Yep. In Vancouver, oh, you're under 5'10", you're done. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I would like to hear your comments on this video. Guys, thanks for joining me for my 125th episode of Trends in the Housing Market. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a good night. And don't let the bed bugs bite. Good night.